streaming. Today I will be showing you how to transform this beautiful, elegant apple into a delicious classic pastry for fine dining. And if you stay till the end, I'm going to show you also how to present this in a very simple but elegant way. So before we start anything, just leave your question, ask any question in the comments, and let me know if there is something also you would like to know about all the recipes I am sharing on this channel. So hello. First,
what are you on to? Okay. This one. Okay, goed. Staat erop. Oké. Nee.
okay, let's start the right, because let's go into the lesson for today, or the demonstration for today. So I will start first by showing you what all the ingredients we need. So first I'm going to make the filling for the apples. So here I'm bringing my bowl and all my other ingredients that I need. So I need here some almond powder. Sorry. I have some sugar. I have some heavy cream. Some flour and some eggs, butter, and some baking powder. So let me start by measuring all the ingredients, so to bring everything together. And then so I start first by using whole eggs. I'm making here the filling for the apple pie. So I'm making a very light filling, a filling that is not so heavy, but I will show you step by step so that you can see how this filling is made. So it's made by just mixing the eggs, all the eggs in whole egg, not the egg yolk or the egg white. So all the eggs. I will be sharing the recipe later when I have time, by tomorrow. So I'm making this especially for those of you who love classic dessert, or who want a fine dining dessert but classic recipe, because sometimes everybody is not about the really, let me say, modern things. So we just want to give you a touch of the classic but in a fine dining, atmosphere, or making it fine dining. So that is why I'm trying to show you just this, because there are different aspect and different way of making apple pie. All over the world, people make it in different ways, but you can also learn by refining your own way of making apple pie by watching other recipes or seeing other things other people are doing, like what I'm going to show you guys today. So I hope this recipe of mine inspire you also to maybe create your own recipe in the comfort of your own home. So I have here with me my eggs that has been broken and in the bowl. So then I'm going to add, because it's just a basic recipe that everything come together, everything is just a feeling. So I'm adding directly my sugar. So as I said, I will be sharing the recipe of this apple pie. So I'm adding my sugar directly to the eggs. So then I'm going to whip, just loosen it, and then you start mixing until it get a little bit foamy. So it's already foamy, and that is just what we are looking for. It's not difficult, it's just all the recipe. So what I'm trying to do here is also to share recipes that are not too difficult for everybody to make, so that it will not be complicated. So I mean simple recipes. So then I'm going to melt some butter. So as I said, I'm going to share the recipe on a later day if you are interested for this recipe. If you are interested to have it. So I will be right back. I'm going to melt the butter. So you melt it also in a low heat, because you don't want the butter to be burnt. So when the butter is melted in a high heat, you begin to see that black spot in the butter. So you want to prevent that from happening. So you cannot move away. You just have to stay intact until the butter is entirely melted, or until it is fully melted. You see, start melting already. So we're just moving, circular moving. You can help the butter to melt faster. I will not be leaving there, because I have to stay until the butter is melted. Okay, we are almost there. So my butter is almost melted. So here we go. And now then I'm going to make sure all-purpose flour. And then I'm using a little substitute, a little bit of almond meal or almond powder. Or you can call it almond flour, whatever you want to call it. So it's typically everything together. Then I have here some heavy cream. Then I'm going to add also a teaspoon of baking powder. So I'm just going to whisk everything a little bit before I use my machine again to prevent the dust from spreading everywhere. And I'm going to add as last the butter. Then I'm going to use my mixer to bring everything together. So a beautiful dough. So I'm using this to clean the side so that everything will mix well together. Then I mix again. So it's finished. I finished mixing it. So the dough for the filling is ready. So I'm just going to place it in the refrigerator to allow it to cool down and to rest a bit. And in between, I will be preparing the apples and also the dough for the apple. Then later we can continue. Then I already given time to the dough, to the filling dough to rest a bit. So that is why I made this first, so that later we can continue to show you the process of making the other dough. So I'll be right back. I'll be cleaning my workspace so we can begin with the apple. Welcome everyone once again to another live streaming. Today I will be demonstrating, I will be showing how to make apple pie in another way. Maybe you know already how to make apple pie, but maybe after watching this method of mine, you will be convinced that there are still other ways of making apple pie. So if you are interested in this classic recipe in another form or in a fine dining way, and if you stay till the end, you will see how I present this apple pie and to give you inspiration. So if this is your thing, make sure you stay back to watch this, like, subscribe, and even share with your friends and family. Thank you. So now we have finished preparing the filling for the apple pie. So now I'm going to peel the apples and get it ready for the pie. So the apples are already washed, they are clean. So the only thing I need to do now is peeling them. So you can also peel apple with knives, but I find it easy to peel them using the peeler. So maybe you have another idea, or you have another easy way of peeling apples. Let me know in the comment below, because ideas shared is important in this community. We need to share ideas with each other. Tell me what you do with your apple pie. I will be interested to know also. And also how you make your apple pie. So I'm using here the Jonas Gold apple pie because I find it, I find it delicious. It's not so sweet and not so sour, because where most people who like, they said they like sweet apples. So if you are that type who like maybe a little bit of sour apple, maybe you can go for the Green Smith apple. But for me, I find this sweet, and most people love this for dessert. So it's easy. It's easy with a peeler, and it's faster also than using a knife. You know, when you are using knife, it's sometimes difficult to go around like when you are using a peeler like this. Thank you everyone for tuning in again. to this live episode of apple pie. I'll be showing you my own method of how we serve apple pie here in our restaurant. So if this is your thing or you love apple pie, maybe you should watch this method of making apple pie. It is a simple, classic recipe, but can be really, fine when you know how to present it. So it's fun here in our little kitchen, showing you what we make here daily in our restaurants and what we serve our guests here. So first, I'm going to clean my table a bit, and slice a bit, and then I go back and keep peeling so that I can create a bit of space here. So I always cut my apples big. I don't know why, because it's easy also to lay it later, because I want to lay it flat, so it's better. So I cut it always in 3/4, that is 12 in 12. So I cut one apple into 12 pieces. Like this. So it helps to lay down the apple beautifully on the dough later. There you see. It's so nice and fun to be showing you here what we do here in our kitchen. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to see more videos of this type. Share with your friends and family. And tell someone who likes apple pie to try these recipes of ours. It's so delicious and so fine. And the finished results will be wow. So make sure you stay until the end to see the finished result, because we are doing everything today on camera. So no editing. Everything you see here is direct. So I'll still be peeling like 2 or 3 from the apples, and then I will have enough, I think. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you everyone. We are here to share our love, our passion, and our knowledge with you guys. Hope you love watching what we do here. Please support. So you have to take it slowly also when you are slicing. Don't take it too fast. You know, like we do this almost every day. It's a job. So it's different from somebody who is doing it once in a while. So be careful when you are using the knife at home. And how do you guys make your apple pie at home? So let me know in the comments. I would love to know how you make your apple pie. Do you love apple pie? And how do you eat your apple pie? So let me know in the comments. Share knowledge with each other here in this community. So leave your comments below, please. Think I have enough now. See, I have 2 apples left, but I have enough now for the apple pie. Make sure you stay until the end so you can see this method of making apple pie. It is so different. It's not the same as most of the apple pie. There are different ways of making apple pie. So this way you can also learn how to make And I am sure if you are that type who love apple pie, you will be glad you did. So we are there. The apples, and so they are ready. So I'm going to go to the next section. So I'm going to clean my table, and now we are going to do something with the apple. That's why I say you have to stay so you can see the method I'm using for the apple pie. It's different from what you have seen before. So I'm going to come to the stove. So I'm going to toast the apples a bit to give it a little bit of crunch, brown, caramelized color on top, and it gives a whole different type of taste to your apple instead of just cooking the apple like that in the oven. So it makes it shorter, and not only that, it changed the taste entirely of your apple. So I think it is important that you look at, or that you check out this recipe, the preparation type, because sometimes there are different ways of making it. You can just like put your apple on the dough and bake it immediately, but toasting the apples give it a whole different dimension for taste. It tastes different. It tastes because of it's like caramelized. Sorry, I'm searching my word. Caramelized from the top, and it gives the apple a whole different taste. So I'm going to toast the apples a bit to give it that beautiful brown color. And also the butter give it extra taste to your apples. You see, it's like you have that color already on the apples. Look at, it's like dark. So everybody who I serve the apple pie, they love it. They say, wow, so delicious. It's different from all what I have been eating or receiving. So that is my method of making the apple pie. It also removes a little bit of the liquid from the apple pie, from the apple pie, you know. Just a little bit of butter each time, not too much. So leave your question. If you have any question and you want me to answer it, leave it. I will be very glad to do that. Thank you if you are returning. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. And thank you for all those of you who are coming for the first time to watch us. Thank you. You are all welcome. So you see what I mean? I need to give it that brownish color. So that is what I'm looking for. I want it to receive a beautiful color. So that is what I'm looking for. So you just need a little bit of butter. You don't need too much butter. Just a little bit of butter. So it goes so fast, very, very fast. It will be so it gets so fast, you see. It's already dark, caramelized. As I find the word, I'll say it correctly. So it takes very few minutes, about a minute and half or 1 minute to be ready. So it's not. I'm not cooking the apple. I'm just toasting the apple to give the apple that brownish color. So, like I say, caramel. So that the apple have that beautiful taste, as if it's caramel you are eating. So it's a very little butter I'm using. I think in total, maybe about 40 to 50 grams of butter should be enough for everything. So as I said, I'm not cooking it. I'm just toasting it. But because it's toasted on a high heat, you see that between 1 minute, about 1 minute and a half, and maximum 2 minutes, it's ready. So it already have that brownish color or that caramel color that you are looking for. Look. So you can also turn it this way to give it faster if you can. So it's just that color that I'm looking for. Okay, this is also ready. Then I still need a little bit of butter, and you move your pan around so the butter can circulate, that every apple receive a bit of the butter. Then I stir it like this, you see, it's a few seconds. It's already brownish. We are almost there. Hello everyone. Hello. Hi everyone. So let's reduce the fire. So I'm just going to add everything there. And just allow it to a few minutes. As I said, it will be ready. Doesn't take that long. Okay, that's ready. So I'm going to bring back the apples to the table. So we have to go to begin the next process. So apple pie is very delicious, but it's not so simple as a lot of people think, because there are a lot of steps that you have to go before you can make the apple pie ready. So there are different stages. So I started first by peeling the apples, making the filling, and then peeling and slicing the apples, and then toasting the apples to give it that brownish, a little bit of caramel color. Then I'm going to show you the next stage, which is the pressing of the slicing the dough, the puff dough, which I'm going to use to fill in this form that I'm using, this baking form, oven form. So I'm going to show you right away. I'll be right back. So I have here my dough with me. So I'll allow the dough to rest a little bit. So I'm just bringing out the dough. So I'll allow the dough to rest a few minutes so that I can slice it. I can begin to slice it. So you see, I roll it, and so you see the dough is ready. So what we are going to do is, first of all, I'm going to, butter. I'm going to use butter to spread, or how do you call it, to rub on the form a bit, so that to prevent it from sticking. So that is the aim of that. So I'm going to melt a little bit of butter. So immediately it melt a little bit, it's okay. I can take it off and it will be melting, more. So yeah, I have a little bit of butter, so I'm going to use the butter to, to brush. Yes, found the word. To brush on the foam. You see, brush it well so that when you finish baking, that it will detach, that it will not be sticking to the baking foam. So that is just the aim of brushing it. So when you brush it well, when it's finished, when it's baked, you will not have any problem with removing it from the foam. So it's just a bit. It's not, you don't need too much. Just a little bit is okay. And it will work perfectly. Normally, it should work perfectly. Sometimes they say it, but sometimes you can have a problem removing it when the apple pie or the cake or whatever, or what you are baking in it has finished baking and it stick to the baking foam. But normally it should not stick. So there's always problem of normal and abnormal things that can happen. So to prevent it, when you apply a little bit of fat, you can prevent all those hazards or all that problem of, sticking. Welcome everyone once again. Welcome. If you are new here, welcome. For the first time, welcome. If you are returning watcher, welcome everybody. You are highly welcome. Leave your question and I will be glad to answer each and every one of you. Thank you for coming again on board. We are also very glad to share our passion and our love with you guys. So I'll be stopping after 2. So and the last. And now I finish applying the fat, and then I will apply a little bit of flour to this. So then you just tap it. So it should not be. So you roll it just a little bit round like this and you tap it. So you see it's a lot of work. So normally I used to do it on a flat surface. It's so easy then. And I'm going to bring, okay, it's not a problem. Okay. Yes. Welcome on board, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining me for another live episode. So I'm dusting the foam to make it easy to remove the apple pie after baking. It helps to remove it safely without any problem. Sometimes it comes out safely, sometimes not. So it's better to prevent it. That is why I'm dusting it. I first of all use a little bit of fat and then dusting it with a little bit of just all-purpose flour. So I'm making an apple pie, but I just trying to show my way of making apple pie and the recipe, how we make our apple pie here. We have also different method of making the apple pie. So this is just one method of making it. So I will also be sharing other recipes in the future because there are a lot of different methods of making apple pie. So this is just one of the methods. Okay, I finished dusting it. So now I'm going to bring my tray. So now I'm going to use my foam to remove the shape I'm looking for. So I always use which is bigger. So you press hard so that it will slice in once. So now I'm removing the dough. I'll put it aside here. Then I'm going to place my dough in the foam. So you see, you have to press it hard and then you just remove a bit from it to give it a beautiful shape. Otherwise, it will not be so beautiful. So then I remove the excess. You see, when you remove the excess, then you have the pie is sitting round. It's sitting beautifully round. So yes, using the other one. So you press it hard. And you let it sit in. Begin. And then after you remove the excess so that it looks beautiful at the end on top. So that is the first. So I'm going to try this. Maybe it will be better for the other smaller dough because a smaller form. So I think so. Yes, that's right. You see, because you need to trim just a little. So you press it down. That is sitting well. Then you remove the excess, just a little bit of excess. It's not too much, just little, to make it, you know, beautifully round. So you know it's warm here, so I have to work very fast because the dough is getting, when it's warm in the summer, you have to work fast because the dough is getting warm and it's getting soft. So you see, you can still press something in if you have. So you just slice the excess using your fingers like this. You see, you can also just make it one big apple pie, which is really simple to make, which is easier to make. So, but when you are making like fine dining recipe, the apple pie is also smaller, and the presentation, we are also checking out the presentation, which allow us when I'm using like this small form here, it is very easy also for presentation. It is more elegant than when you are just using a big form to bake the apple or to bake the apple. Of course, it is easier. You have less work because you just open your dough, you place it on a big tray, and in one go you can bake the apple pie without all this what I'm doing here. In a few minutes it's already ready, so you don't have all this a lot of work doing that. So but yes, when people come to restaurant, or if you are interested in fine dining, the people want to eat something which they don't eat every day at home, and they want something that is you know, a little bit special. So let me say that. So at the end is always just like pressing it and slicing it and removing the excess, so you don't have the excess lumpy and shapeless pie. So I have here the excess, which I will roll out again later. So I have there my rolling machine, and then I can roll it out again into another dough. I can always use it. So you see why I'm filling the dough, the apple is resting and is coming back to room temperature, because after baking the apple or after toasting the apple on the pan, the apple is really warm. You don't want to place the apple directly into your puff dough because it will begin to melt immediately. So that is why, as I'm now busy, you must also have planning on how you are going to work with the apples. So if it's not cold apple, if you are toasting the apple, it's better that you toast the apple in advance for a few minutes or even an hour before time, so that the apple will cool down entirely to room temperature before you start placing the apple on top of the dough or the filling. So that is something to take this thing, the precaution of. So always you just use your fingers to remove the excess. So when you do that, you give beautiful shape to the pie. So this video is for those who love apple pie and who also want to know how to prepare apple pie and present it, this classic dessert, and present it in a fine dining way. So if you are that type who love to eat classic but still want to eat it in a fine dining way, this video is for you. Make sure to stay till the end, until the end, so you can see how I present this apple pie to you, and tell me also in the comment below how you would like your apple pie to be. I am open to any discussion or to any idea, so leave yours in the comment below. Thank you. They give it contact. So don't throw your dough away. If you have an excess dough, you can always roll it out and use it again. So it is not wasted. You can put everything together, you roll it out, and you use it again. Welcome everyone. My name is Chef Vivian, and I'm here to show you what we do here in our little kitchen and to share our love and passion with you guys. Hope you love what you see and you enjoy watching our videos. If so, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and share this video with your friends and family, or to whom it may be useful. Thank you. So if you miss, you can always start again, afresh. And then you just slice it, the excess, using your fingers. So we are coming closer. So leave your comment, ask your question, and give this video a thumbs up. Share with your friends and family. And tell me how you make your apple pie at home. And also tell me what you would love to see next in this channel. So you can always roll back all the rest that you have not used or that you have cut out. You can always roll it back and make another dough out of it. So you don't throw it away. You can just roll it back and make use of it again. So you know it. We are almost there with the dough episode. We can go to the next now to show you how we do the filling and how we do the complete baking. Hi everyone. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. It's my pleasure being your chef today to show you how we make our apple pie here in our little kitchen and how we serve it. So make sure to stay until the end so you can see the end presentation of this apple pie. And you can see why I said that it is really elegant and delicious. It is a simple classic recipe, but when treated and when prepared carefully and prepared deliciously, you can really present it and give it that wow feeling. So now I have finished with the filling of the puff dough in my form. So I'm going to remove all the extra here, the extra here. It's as simple as this. I'm going to bring everything together, like this. Then I'm going to roll it out again. You can roll it out with your machine. You can roll it out with your hands. You choose what to do with it. So, but always make sure to use a foley, a plastic foley, to close the dough when you are placing it in the refrigerator to prevent the dough from getting dried. So this is what I mean. You have to close it, wrap it in a plastic foley like this. This prevents your dough from getting dried. So because if you don't put it in a plastic foley, your dough will become dried and it will become bricks. So like not good anymore to use for anything. So that is why it's always better and always good to wrap it in a plastic foil, so you can even wrap it twice. You see? So, and then you can use it for any other thing, any other purpose. So we make here a lot out of dough. We make pie, we make vegetarian pie, we make a lot of other recipes using dough. So then I'm going to clean my workspace once more, and then we are going to move on to the next demonstration. Okay. Hey everyone, thank you once again for tuning on. Thank you for being here with me. It's my pleasure being your chef today to show you everything we do here in our kitchen. We love our job. We love sharing our recipes with you. So stay tuned so that you can see the end result of this delicious recipe. So leave your comments, leave your message, you know, and we'll get back to you. So there's still a lot to show you in this episode. So make sure to stay until the end so that you can see the end result of this delicious pie. Hey, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Hey, thank you everyone. Hey, I'm back again. Right. Yeah, okay. The lighting was on. So let me continue showing you the next preparation. I'm going to clean my table first so we can continue. So you see, at this point, the apple is entirely cold and is now in room temperature. You see, it's not going to affect the dough anymore. So it is entirely now, look, okay to place the apples on the dough. So, and now also what I have here, the dough filling has look, it has rested. So there's floppiness and there's air in the dough now from the baking powder. We make it lighter also and a little bit airy. So I'm going to use this dough now to fill in the form. So it is easier using a push bag, you know, for this demonstration. I can also use a spoon, but it's more difficult and messy. If you don't want messiness and you don't want everywhere to be dirty in your kitchen, I think it's really easy using this how do you call it, this punch bag for this. So it's easier. I find it personally easier, and it keeps everything clean in your working space when you are working. So I urge you to use it when you are working, doing this kind of work in your kitchen. So for the next stage, and this is very important, you must not forget this. For a puff dough, you should always put a hole using your fork on your dough, because this prevents the dough from lifting up. Otherwise, you will have that puffiness and that lifting in your dough, and you don't want it. So don't forget to put holes. It's as simple as that, just piercing the dough using your fork like this, going around the dough. So that is all you need. Yeah. So we are just going to put dough in every holes in every dough to prevent it from, from lifting up. So I'll be going over everything. So now the next is filling up the dough. So you don't have to fill the dough too much, because you just want to give a little bit of body to the apple pie. So it's not the aim of filling the apple pie with this dough, because it is apple pie and not a dough pie. So it's just this to give it a little bit of body. So I'm just doing a little bit of filling, because don't forget that filling will also rise, because there's egg in the filling. So it will also rise again. So make sure you don't fill it too much, just a little bit. So if you are enjoying this video, make sure to like and subscribe. and turn on the notification bell so that you can see more video that is coming out from our channel. So you know it now. And don't hesitate to ask any question if you have one, of course. I have even enough already. Okay, so let me check if there is something I need to add a bit, maybe a little bit here and here. Okay, and here a little bit here. Okay, it's okay. We have the filling now. Everything has been filled, you know, little, a bit, and not too much, because you don't want to fill it to the brim. You want to still add your apples on top. So make sure that it's not too filled, because that filling here is still going to rise up, and is the aim that your apple is just rising up to the top. So maybe I just use this last and finish it so that because you don't want any space on top of the apple here. The apple have to rise up to the equal of your dough. So okay. Now it is perfect. It's okay now. So we're going to set the dough aside. And then I can show you the next. So the next now is to lay the apples on the filling. So how am I going to lay it? I lay it, you see, I lay it one by one. So I will start by laying the small ones here so that I can always, you know, have the big one in the middle. So it is apple pie, so it is enough apple. So that is what I find. Apple pie should have enough apple in it. So where is my knife? Here. Apple pie should have enough apple. So that is how I do it. Yes, you have the filling, you see, it is well filled, and it will rise up from under, and this we just filled up beautifully. So I will start always with the small apples so that there is space for the big ones in the middle. You see? So you see, it is beautifully filled. So that is what I want in the apple pie. So when it's baked, it will rise up the filling, and that beautiful shape will remain like this. So let me continue to show you how it's done. So here again, You have to get it right, press it, so you have that beautiful shape. You see here how I did it. So I'm going to still remove this so we can get the shape at once, because if you don't get the shape when the apple is, when it's ready, the shape cannot be, it cannot be done again after the apple pie is ready. So make sure it always okay. Right. Okay, now it's good with one less. So it should be like this. The apple pie, the apples should be sitting very well. So it's always the small apples from the beginning and then the large apples at the end. So you see, this is sitting very well. So it should sit like this always. So it's about, I think, one less than a half of an apple. So this is what I'm trying to see. So I try to place it so that they are like having a beautiful form, you see, when you are cooking them. After cooking, so it's all about presentation here also. So it's just the presentation. It's not the apple pie. Everybody can make apple pie. You can make apple pie. So it's just about the presentation when you are serving it to the guest. The eye, you know, how it looks, it gives a whole new dimension to your apple pie. So that is what I'm trying to, you know, that is what I'm trying to teach here, or I'm trying to show here in this recipe. So you see where you feel it, always feel it to show, you know, to see that everything is sitting on top of each other and it's bringing that full shape, you know, that you want. Because if you don't have that shape, you can't build that shape again after the apple pie has been cooked or have been baked. So you can't get that shape again anymore. So that is, look at it. You can't achieve that shape anymore after the apple pie is baked. So keep. Welcome everyone once again. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. You are all welcome here to this lovely page or lovely channel. We are here to share our love, our passion, and our knowledge with you guys. Hope you love what you see here, what you are doing here. Share with your friends and family, or to whom it may be useful, and also turn on the notification bell so that you can see more video of this type from our channel. Thank you. So if it's not fitting very well, you have to, you know, so I'm going to place this. Okay, it's fitting now. So you have to just, it's a trick. You see, it's sitting very well now and it's fitting. So sometimes it's not fitting, then you just say, okay, this is too thin. It's not thick enough, so you add a thicker layer and it's fitting. So this, yes, okay. And we will soon be there. So I'm going to bring first. I'm going to sprinkle. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit here so that I can show you the end result. I can start baking while I am still preparing the other ones, so that you can see the end result before you leave. So this is brown sugar I am using here. Brown sugar. Then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of crystal sugar also. You don't have to, but it gives it, you know, a very beautiful flavor. Then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit, a pinch of, you know, speculoos spice. It's very beautiful. It's normally cinnamon and a mix of herbs together. It goes very well with the apple pie. So it goes very well with the apple pie. So I'm going to take this one first to the oven before I continue showing you how to place the apple pie on in the apple form. So here I place it in the oven. It should take a couple of 15 minutes of about, and so I'm baking the apple pie on 180 degrees Celsius because I find it one of the best temperature, so that the apple have a little bit of time to cook before the puff dough become brown or darker in color. So I will continue here preparing the dough. I find here is less, and I'm going to add one more apple to the dough so that it sits properly. Okay. So if you love apple pie, make sure you come back for this recipe because it is very delicious, and everybody will be glad that you made this for them at home. So try it in the comfort of your own home. As simple as this apple pie, but made in another way. So try this recipe of ours and let us know how you found it or what you did with it, and what your result was. When you place it like this, your apple pie will bake and it will cook very beautifully, and everything will be placed like you see on top of each other very beautifully. See, you see that shape? You cannot make that shape after cooking it. You can only make it now when you are cooking it. So it's apple pie, and for me, apple pie is apple pie. There should be a lot of apple in apple pie. So it's not something else. So like sometimes people say apple pie and there is no apple in the apple pie. So it should not be like that. An apple pie should have apples in it. It should have a lot of apples in it. So that is how we make our apple pie here. Our apple pie is apple pie. You have a lot of apples in our apple pie, and customer do really appreciate when they receive apple pie here from us in our restaurant, and they are amazed and they are so happy and they enjoy it. So, you know, try this recipe and you will be glad you did, because it is a very, very beautiful and delicious. So you see, look at that. Look at how beautiful it is. You see, it's not just about making the apple pie. I know sometimes some people will say, yes, it's apple pie, but it's not just about making the apple pie. It's also the passion that you put into this, making just this apple pie alone. You see how long it has been taking us. But anyway, it doesn't take that long to make, but it's because of all the demonstration that I have to show you guys step by step how it's done. That is why it's taking this much or this long to really show. But normally, it doesn't take this long for me here to make it. So if it takes this long, there will be no time left or again to make dinner for the client. So it doesn't take this much, but because I want to show you step by step here how it's done. So I'm so lucky I have enough apples over, and I can even fix one or two. Again, you see, have enough over. I've never been selfish with my apples. I give enough apples. So after all, it's apple pie, so we should give enough apples to the client. So look at it. That is already looking so delicious. You know, I think everybody will agree with me that this is apple pie. So, and I think everyone will agree with me, yes, that this is apple pie. So trying to sit everything together, that is not pressing on each other, because immediately it is cooked, the shape remain. You cannot remove that shape anymore, so you can't remove it. So everything you see the one cooking in the oven now, look at it's cooking in the oven. Look at it. You see how beautiful it's cooking. The shape is like round. Look at the shape. It's roundish, you know, and the apple is just staying on top. The shape, the same shape how it is kept. So you see, you cannot change it anymore after the apples have been placed before cooking. So that is why it's very important that you have the shape, have it beautifully shaped like this, like what you have here, before you ever put it in the oven. So I will clean my table again, once again, then we can continue. So I have here some apples over. I think I'm going to eat my apple myself, because the leftover, I can't use it anymore. Otherwise, maybe I can use it to make breakfast for myself and for my lovely partner. So there's something else that you can also do to the apples after it's ready like this. After applying a little bit of crystal sugar and brown sugar on it, and also some spice. You can also apply a pinch of salt to it, and this give a whole balance to the apple pie itself. So it's not always necessary, but if you want, you can just add a pinch of, just a little bit of salt, and I bet you it's really delicious, and it gives that pure, that really balance between sweet and, you know, and salt. And it's really, I find it personally really delicious. I don't know what you find or how you find it, but for me, I think it's delicious. So this is brown sugar I'm using. It's just a bit to help the apples caramelize well. So it's very difficult, that word. So I'm trying also to speak it out, but it's not coming. It's so difficult today for me to say it out. But anyway, you understand what I'm trying to say. So you understand every word of it said to me. What I'm trying to say. So frustrating sometimes when you are looking for a word, you want to say something and you don't find the word. So, and I've been working the whole day also, so maybe so if you find the word also, let me know how it is pronounced. I do appreciate it. So yes. And the next, I'm going to use a bit of the spice again, just to add just a pinch on top of the apples. It's not a lot, because otherwise it will taste like, it will taste too, I don't know what I call it, but you just a little bit is enough to give it a kick. It's a cinnamon and a mix of other herbs. They are very, very delicious with apples. So have it all there. Going to wash my hand. I'll be right back. So at the end, as discussed, I'm going to add a pinch of salt to this to give it a little bit of, you know, balance. You don't have to, but I do it sometimes. So you just go around like this and you have a little bit, a pinch of salt on it, and you give it a whole beautiful balance to the apples. So see, okay, we have it there. So then I'm going to take this to the oven, and then we will check the first tray to see if it's ready, so I can show you the presentation. So I'm going to place this now in the oven. You see it's cooking very, very beautiful. So I'm placing this in the oven. You see After it cooked now, it's like rising up. You see, it's rising very high. But after it finished cooking, when you remove it, it will fall back into the form. And you see that it will be as if you see the shape then in the form sitting back. So that is why it is now, it's as if it's going like outside, no, because it's rising. But when after you remove it from the oven, you will see that everything is sitting very beautifully in the form. So we are almost halfway there. You see, it's about maybe 10 minutes it will be ready. I can show you, give you demonstration, and in the main run I'm going to clean my table and then a board, yeah, white, like a board.
Die tablobord.
Ah, okay. I'm going to bring everything for the presentation. So make sure to stay until the end so that you can see the beautiful presentation when I'm going to serve this delicious apple pie to show you guys. So I'll be serving it here in this beautiful blue plate that I showed you in the thumbnail. It's a very, very beautiful plate. I find it, and most of our guests love this plate. I don't know why they love it. So they always even ask, if you want, serve it to me on that beautiful blue plate that I ate from the last time. So you know, that is just the guest for you. So we do always the wishes of the guest. So I'll be showing you how to serve it in this beautiful plate. So if you stay tuned, you will be surprised and amazed that beautiful apple pie. Stay tuned and we'll be right back. So I'm there to make all the preparation for the serving. So I'm bringing everything together to make the preparation so I can show you how the apple pie is served. It will be very delicious, I promise you. And also it is individual. When you are serving it, it's very, very easy to serve without any difficulty. You just remove it from the form, the baking form, and you place it on your plate, and with a ball of ice cream or 2 balls if you want, you present it, and you present it to that apple pie fan, and I am sure he will be very, very amazed, and he will thank you for making this recipe. So, and if you want to see this exact recipe that I'm using for this demonstration, make sure you check the recipe tomorrow, because from tomorrow or next tomorrow, I promise you, I will be uploading or placing the recipe in the description of this live video, so that you can have it and try it for yourself. So in a few minutes time now, it will be ready, and I can show you the demonstration on how to plate it. So it's not all about this, but this I'm using just, you know, for decoration purpose, and also to help my ice cream stay a little bit, you know, because if you are placing a warm near cold, you have a problem of melting. So when you place your ice cream, you always have to place your ice cream in a cold plate, or you place it on top of something. So that is where the crumbles always come handy. So when you are doing ice cream and you are serving ice cream, you are not serving it directly on the plate. Otherwise, you have to chill the plate. You have to put the plate in the refrigerator or in a cooler to give it cooler temperature, so that when you are serving the ice cream on top of the plate, the ice cream is not melting before it comes to the client. So that is why, to prevent that, it is always very, very better or good that you are serving it on top of something like these crumbles. What you see here, is a crumbles that I made from raspberry and meringue. So it gives it also a refined taste to your apple pie. So I can see it. You see, we are almost ready. So about in a few minutes time, I'm going to take it out. But I'm waiting because I want the apple that I just placed in the oven not to fall. So I have to give it at least 4 or 5 minutes, so that that apple will rise enough first before I remove the other one. Otherwise, it will collapse and it will not have that rising, you know, the rising of the working, or how do you call it, the rising of the pie will not be there anymore. So I have to allow it a bit. So meanwhile, I can show you, I can take you further with what I'm doing here. So in a 5 minutes, we can plate. So I'm going to add strawberry because it's strawberry season. So yes, why not? You add strawberry to your dessert, to every dessert now, because it's season. So we need it to lighten up the plate, to give it color to the plate. So that is what you need it for. So it's seasonal fruit. We always work with seasonal products, seasonal fruits, seasonal veggies. And when the season is finished, you will never see strawberry in our dessert in December, of course. So, except it's grown in the silos. And so here I'm bringing here the worm holder so that I will prevent my tray from sticking. So I'm going to bring out the apple pie so that I can show you the end result of this delicious apple pie, so you can see what I'm speaking about. So I think, so you have to remove it very fast to prevent the other apple pie from, look at that. What do you think of this delicious apple pie? Look at that. So imagine you serving this to your guests. Look, you don't have to do anything anymore. You see, you allow it to cool down a bit and you unfold it. You remove it from the fold. You see, you allow it just to cool down because it's hot. It's hot now, so I have to allow it a bit to remove the folding. So to detach it, like this one, you have to just remove just a little, because the other one will still shrink when it goes down a bit. So not too much, just a bit. So I'm just doing it because of this demonstration, because I want to remove it. Otherwise, if you don't want to remove it immediately, you just allow it. It will shrink again a little bit. It will shrink back to the form so that you can just detach it without any problem. So I'll have to wait a few minutes so that I can remove it from the form. So let's just wait a bit, So it smells already so good, so delicious. I can't even wait to jump into it immediately. So I urge you to stay so that you see the end result. You already see how beautiful it looks. I think everyone would like to eat this apple pie. Everyone, I think, would like to eat this, including you or anyone else. So you see, I don't want, you see, I have to wait a bit. It's still sticky. Because normally you wait for just 5 minutes and then you can unfold it. Yes, it's coming. Oh, look at that, it's there. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, look how beautiful it is. You see, that is why I say you don't even need to remove that place. You see, you don't need to remove it. You just, when you allow it, you see this is shrinking down now. I just remove it because I wanted to demonstrate. You don't need to remove it. You leave it and it shrink and it come to the form again, and then you can just detach it. So look at that. You see how beautiful, how gorgeous it is. You see, you can still, you see, if you want, you can still bake it a little bit if you want it to have a little bit of more color. So like now, I just want to show, I don't want to keep you guys too long, so I want to show you the demonstration on how the end result is, so you know how beautiful it is, so you know what I made. So you know what I made. Let me keep it here. Okay, so you see that is the end. Beautiful apple pie. Look how delicious, how beautiful it is there. So I'm going to show you now. I'm going to give an ice cream with this delicious apple pie. So I'm going to give, look at that, beautiful, our beautiful homemade ice cream. I think everyone is going to love this. So we have here always the beautiful touch of the season. So you have here the beautiful touch of the season. You just give a little bit of color to your plate with this raspberry powder. This is a powder of raspberry. So, and then I just give a snow of powdered flour. Look at it, to the apple pie. So you see, beautiful. Added apple pie with a little bit of colored flour, with a little bit of powdered sugar. So it's sugar, not flour. It's sugar. Powdered sugar is that. Okay, guys, for this episode today, look at the end result of the apple pie. It took us so long to bring out this beauty out of this kitchen. That is why we love what we do. We do this with passion and we do this with love. And that is why we want to share our love and our knowledge with you guys. Look at that, our fine dining apple pie made in pieces per portion. And we serve it with our homemade ice cream. And of course with the seasonal fruits, which is strawberry, and a touch of the raspberry powder that we dried on 40 degrees until it's well dried, and then we blend it into powder, which we use as a toast and garnish. But it's not only the garnish, it also gives a very refreshing taste to this ice cream, and it gives a good balance between the sweet sour taste of this raspberry merengue with the vanilla ice cream in combination with the apple pie. I think everyone will be amazed to have this on his last dining table as the dessert of the day. So thank you guys once again for staying tuned to this beautiful and long edition and long live streaming. Love you guys and hope to see you again in the next episode. Ciao for now. Chef Vivian signing up. Bye everyone. Love you. Bye everyone. Ciao.